Hi, I'm Cindy, and welcome to Hot Yoga Tales. This is the show about a journey of two people who've never taken yoga before. And each week we're going to experience a new type of yoga. Stay tuned after class to see how Kelly and Torsten do in their practice this week. Yoga is such an amazing activity for every person and all body types. This week we're going to be doing a hot flow class. We do it in a heated room where the movements and the postures are sure to torch calories, strengthen muscles, and relax the mind. Before we begin, think about your practice and honor your body. Be sure to challenge yourself without pushing too far. Let's join Melissa in the studio today, and she'll lead us through our hot flow today.
Welcome. We're going to begin our practice today in a comfortable seated position, sitting nice and tall, finding the length in the spine as the crown of the head reaches up towards the ceiling. Taking a nice deep breath in and a collective letting go sigh, welcoming yourself to your practice today. Connecting with the breath. Inhaling for 4, feeling the abdomen expand. As you exhale, softening into the pose. Keeping this connection with your breath as we move through our practice today. Inhale, raising both arms overhead. As we exhale, the right fingertips touch down beside us. Inhale, length. Exhale, melting to the side. Rotating the ribcage open towards the ceiling, keeping the gaze neutral or taking the gaze up towards the elbow. Feeling the expansion of the intercostal muscles, the muscles between the ribs as they expand with every breath. Inhale, we rise back up. Left fingertips touch down. Right fingertips reach to the ceiling. Exhale, coming over to the left. Rotating that rib cage open again. Create that space for the breath to move in. Holding for one more breath. Inhale, we rise back up. Fingertips touch down. Inhale, reaching forward. Exhale, opening up, shoulder blades draw together. Reaching forward. Exhale, expand. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, expand. Adding a variation this time if you wish. Reaching forward, coming into our baby boat as we expand. Reaching forward, feet touch down. Opening up, reaching forward, exhale, opening. One more time, reaching forward, exhale, opening up, coming into your baby boat, uncrossing the feet, toes pull back towards the shins, a nice elongated spine. Bring the arms along the side body, palms facing the ceiling. We're going to lower partway down. Inhale up. Lower partway down. Inhaling up. Lower partway down. Inhaling up. 2 more times, lowering down, feeling the activation of the abdominal muscles. Last time, and lowering all the way onto the mat. Drawing the knees in towards the chest, holding on to the shins, gently rocking from side to side, massaging the lower back and the kidneys, beginning to awaken the spine here. Coming to stillness, keeping the right knee into the chest, extending the left foot out onto the mat, moving into Apanasana, our wind relieving pose. Keeping the connection with the breath. We allow the knee to move slightly away as we inhale, create space for the breath, and as we exhale, we gently guide that knee closer in towards the chest. On our next breath, if you wish, peeling up, inhale, coming up towards the knee. If it's available, clasping onto the sole of the foot, coming a little higher onto the shoulder blades. And exhale, we release down. Keeping the knee into the chest, moving the right hand into cactus or T. As we exhale, drawing the knee across the midline of the body, coming into our twist. Allowing the foot to fall wherever is comfortable for you, tucking the toes behind the knee, allowing the toes to touch down, guiding the knee towards the mat, moving the gaze towards the right, softening the eyes, softening the body. Inhale, we draw the knee back up through center and extending it out onto the mat. Drawing the left knee into the chest, repeating Apanasana on the left side, activating the feet by drawing the toes towards the shin. Connect with the breath. On the next inhale, peeling up towards the knee, if it's available, clasping onto the sole of the foot, coming a little higher onto the shoulder blades. Noticing that right foot, keeping it engaged here. And exhale, we soften back down. Moving the left hand into cactus or T, right hand stays on the knee. Inhale, we find our length. Exhale, drawing across the midline of the body, coming into our twist. Moving the gaze towards the left. Keeping both shoulders firmly rooted on the mat. Listening to your body. Everything you do should feel good. If there's any discomfort, taking it one step back. Inhale, we rise back up through center, drawing the right knee in to meet the left. Extending both feet up towards the ceiling, placing the hands either under the lower back for added support, along the side body, or fingertips alongside the ears, elbows open wide. Peeling up for more of a challenge, moving through single leg switches. Right leg lowers to a 2-inch hover. With control, we draw the right leg back up. Left leg lowers 2 inches and drawing it up. Right leg lowers. Engage the core. Left leg lowers and up. Lowering the right and up. Left leg lowers, drawing it up, lowering the right. Toes are still pulled back towards the shins. Left leg lowers and up. Right leg lowers, drawing it up. Last one, left leg lowers, drawing it up. Drawing both knees into the chest, holding on to the shins. Keeping the big toes touching, allowing the knees to fall to either side, moving through butterfly circles, sending the knees away from you. As you exhale, drawing the knees in. Inhale, opening up, sending the knees away. Exhale, drawing them in. One circle will be one breath cycle. Staying connected with your breath here. Pausing the next time you're in towards the chest and heading in the opposite direction. Beginning to move the synovial fluid, the fluid that's found in all of our joints. Beginning to activate, at the same time opening up and softening the hips. One more and then coming to stillness. Keeping the knees stacked, placing the fingertips behind the ears, lowering the knees off to the right. Inhale, peeling up. And we'll pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, softening back onto the mat, drawing the knees back up through center. Pausing here for a moment, finding stability in the low back and the pelvis. Lowering the knees off to the left. Pulling up and pulsing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding it up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, softening down to the mat, drawing the knees back up through center. Placing both feet on the mat, mat width apart, releasing the hands along the side body. Just gently windshield wipering the knees from side to side, releasing any tension in the low back. Coming back to stillness, crossing the ankles, holding onto the outside edges of the feet, tucking the chin into the chest. We're gonna rock and roll to a seated position. If this is uncomfortable, rolling onto your right side and making your way up. Taking your time here, massaging along the spine, building momentum. Once you make your way up, crossing over your ankles, coming into your table. Fingers are spread nice and wide, wrists are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips, toes are tucked under to protect the knees. Moving through some cat and cow, bringing flexibility into the spine. We're gonna inhale, softening the chest, allowing the glutes to expand behind you as you lift the chin. Exhale, chin to chest, round the back, creating space between the shoulder blades. Inhale, softening, lifting the chin, softening the gaze. Exhale, catting the back. Inhale, soften. Exhale, rounding the back. And coming back to a neutral table. Beginning to warm the shoulders up, we're going to move through a cat bow vinyasa, keeping the elbows nice and close into the torso, lowering just the chin and the chest onto the mat. Pressing back up to the table and to child's pose. Inhale, table. Exhale, lowering chin and chest. Pressing back up, table. And child's pose. Inhale, we move forward. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, table. Exhale, child's pose. One more time, coming forward. Exhaling down. Inhale up. And press back to your child's pose, walking the fingers away from you, feeling the length you're creating in the spine here. Connect with your breath again. Spread the fingers nice and wide with the toes still tucked under. Lift the knees off of the mat, lifting the hips, moving into your down dog. Keeping the ears in line with the biceps. The heels disappear behind the toes. Inhale, coming high onto the tippy toes. Roll through the back as you move into your plank. Lift the hips, down dog. Continuing to warm up the shoulders. High onto the tippy toes. Roll forward, flowing into your plank. Lift the hips, down dog. One more time, high on the tippy toes, flow into your plank. Lifting the hips, down dog. Right leg lifts. Planting it between the hands. If it doesn't quite reach, picking it up and placing it there. Coming high onto the fingertips. You have the option of lowering onto the left knee. Sweeping the arms, we come up. Spreading the fingers nice and wide. Relaxing the shoulders. Exhale, releasing the hands down, planting the hands, stepping that right foot back, plank. We're gonna lower chaturanga, elbows stay nice and close, chin, chest, and hips touch down. Tops of the feet release onto the mat, floating the hands, inhale, coming to your baby cobra. Exhale, release down, planting the hands, toes tuck under, kneecaps lift up, activating the legs, pressing back up to your plank. Lifting the hips, down dog. Left foot lifts. Planting it between the hands. Again, you have the option of lowering that right knee down. Inhale, we sweep the arms coming up, spreading the fingers, feeling the energy you're creating. Lift up through the rib cage. Exhale, planting the hands, stepping back to your plank. Lowering down, chaturanga. This time coming into cobra or up dog, choice is yours. Shoulder blades draw together, creating space across the clavicle. Exhale, release down. Tucking the toes under, lifting the kneecaps up, pressing back up to your plank. Lifting your hips, down dog. Right leg lifts, moving into your core plank. Knee to chest as you come forward. Round through the back. Press back, three-legged dog. Right knee to right elbow, keeping the foot flexed. Press back, three-legged dog. This time, right knee to left elbow. Extend the leg out. Inhale the left hand up. Spreading the fingers nice and wide. Exhale, releasing the hand down, drawing the knee back through center. Three-legged dog, and release, down dog. Left leg lifts. Core plank, knee to chest. Press back, three-legged dog. Left knee to left elbow. Press back. Left knee to right elbow. Extend the leg straight out. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, releasing the hand down, drawing the knee back in through center. Three-legged dog and down dog. Beautiful work. Right leg lifts, planting it between the hands, followed by the left foot, coming into your half back, lengthening the side body. Exhale, soften. A micro bend in the knees, being kind to your hamstrings today. Inhale, lengthen Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, soften. Inhale, reverse swan dive, root down as you rise up. Palms touch. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, planting the hands, stepping the right foot back, followed by the left. Plank, lowering down, chaturanga dandasana, pulling through to your up dog or cobra. Engage the core as you move, down dog. Right leg lifts, planting it between the hands, followed by the left, half back. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, reverse swan dive, coming up with a flat back. Palms touch. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, we rise. Taking our back bend. Exhale, swan dive forward. Okay. Inhale, half back. Planting the hands as you exhale, stepping into your plank. You always have the option of lowering to your knees. And chaturanga, coming down. Pulling through to your up dog. Exhale, moving to your down dog. Softening the knees as we lower onto the mat, coming into balasana or child's pose. Allowing the hips to melt down. The heart softens towards the mat, coming back to your breath. We'll be right back. Welcome back. from our child's pose, we're going to reach our arms out in front, spreading the fingers nice and wide, lifting our hips as we tuck our toes under, floating the knees off of the mat, and making our way back to our down dog. We're going to inhale, sending the right leg up behind, planting it between the hands. Left leg follows. Inhale, half back. Exhale, Uttanasana. Moving the feet hip distance apart, bending the knees nice and deep, fingertips brush across the mat as we rise up into Utkatasana chair, spreading the fingers nice and wide, keeping the length in the spine. Hands touch. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half back. Exhale, planting the hands. Right foot steps back, followed by the left, finding our plank. Lowering down, chaturanga, chin, chest, hips, pulling through to your up dog. Lifting the hips as we engage our core, down dog. Right leg lifts, planting it between our hands. Left foot pivots to a 45 degree, squaring the hips to the front of the mat. Inhale, sweep as we rise up, warrior one. Lifting up through the ribs. Exhale, planting the hands down either side, stepping back to your plank. Lowering down, chaturanga, to your up dog. Engage the core as you move to your down dog. Left leg lifts, planting it between the hands. Right foot pivots to a 45 degree, hips are square to the front. Inhale, we rise up, spreading the fingers, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, hands to either side of the left foot, stepping back to your plank. Lowering down, chaturanga dandasana, pulling through to your up dog. Exhale as we move down dog. Looking to the top of the mat, bending the knees nice and deep. You're either going to step or hop to the front of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Bending the knees nice and deep, moving back into Utkatasana. Fingertips sweep across the mat as you rise up. Palms touch. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, heart center. Moving into our balancing series from here, we're going to shift our weight into our right foot, picking up the toes, finding the four corners of the feet, replacing the toes down, lifting the kneecap up, engaging the thigh, drawing the left foot up, finding our balance, extending that left foot out in front, hinging forward from the hips, left leg stays straight, sending it out behind us, warrior three. Keeping the chin lifted helps keep the nerve passages open to the brain, helping with balance. Inhale, hinging up, engage the thigh, sending the leg back out in front, drawing the knee up, and releasing it down, shaking it out. And we'll repeat on the opposite side, lifting up the toes of the left foot, again finding our foundation, replacing the toes, the kneecap lifts up, right knee lifts, extending the foot out in front. Exhale, we hinge it behind us, warrior three. Keeping the hips square helps create stability in the pelvis and the low back, helping to release any low back tension. Engage the core as you come back up to standing, sending the right leg back out in front, bending at the knee, and releasing down, shaking it out. Inhale, we rise, taking our back bend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half back, lengthening the sides. Exhale, planting the hands, making your way into plank. Moving into Vasisthasana on the left side, our side plank, shifting the weight into the left hand onto the outside edges of the left foot. You have the option of placing the right foot down in front for added support, staggering the feet, or stacking. Keeping the hips lifted, if you wish, sending that right arm up, spreading the fingers, gazing up towards the hand. Exhale, release down, coming back into plank, shifting the weight over to the right side, finding your version of your side plank. Left hand extends up, fingers are spread. Exhale, releasing down, plank, lifting the hips, down dog. Right leg lifts, planting it between the hands, coming up high onto the fingertips, finding length in the spine, keeping the left leg engaged. Inhale, drawing the hands to heart center. You have the option of lowering the left knee onto the mat. Inhale, we lengthen. As we exhale, taking that left elbow to the outside of the right thigh, coming into our twist. Drawing the hands back to heart center. Taking the gaze down to the right foot, shifting the weight into the foot. We're going to step the left foot up into our chair. Staying in our twist. Exhale, coming to center, releasing the hands to the front of the mat, coming high onto the tippy toes, sinking the hips a little, shoulders are relaxed. Heels touch down, hands return to heart center. Again, we inhale, we find our length. Exhale, right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Looking down, keeping both knees in line. One will try to creep forward. Moving the gaze back down, shifting the weight into the left foot as we send the right leg behind us, coming into our lunge. One more breath here as we cleanse the body. Coming back to center, releasing the hands down, stepping to plank, lifting the hips, down dog. Moving into our dancing warrior. Right leg lifts, planting it between the hands. Left foot pivots to a 45-degree. Inhale, we rise up. Hips are square to the front of the room. Shoulders are relaxed. Fingers are spread. Exhale, we open up. That left foot turns to a 90-degree, taking the gaze over the front fingers, lifting the inner arch of the left foot as we press into the outside edges. Exalted warrior, right palm faces the ceiling. As we exhale, sending the right palm behind us as the left palm brushes down the back leg. Still maintaining the lunge on the right leg. Side angle, inhale. Bringing that right forearm onto the right thigh, sending that left hand to the front of the mat. Rotating the rib cage, possibly a smile here. Sending that right arm up if you wish for more of a challenge. Inhale, we rise back up, warrior two. Straightening out that right leg. Moving into Trikonasana or triangle. Reaching as far forward towards the front as we can. And then releasing the right hand to the inside of the right calf, possibly onto the floor. Stacking through the shoulders. Keeping the gaze neutral if there's any neck discomfort, or taking the gaze up towards the fingers. Energizing and balancing the entire body as we hold our triangle. Bending through that right leg, rising back up, warrior two. Windmilling the arms down either side of the foot, returning to our lunge. Stepping back, plank. Lowering down, chaturanga. Pulling through to your up dog or cobra. Engaging the core, down dog. One breath here, centering us. Left leg lifts, planting it between the hands. Right foot pivots to a 45-degree. Inhale, we rise up. Fingers are spread. Opening up, turning the left toes to a 90 degree, moving into warrior two. As much as we reach out, we draw everything back to the midline of the body, lifting the inner arch, feeling the energy you're creating. Exalted warrior, left palm faces the ceiling. Exhale, sending it behind as the right hand brushes down the right leg. Taking the gaze up to the elbow crease, maintaining the integrity of the pose as you continue to lunge. Inhale, rise up, left forearm onto left thigh, sending that right hand towards the front of the mat, finding the length in the side body. If you wish for more of a challenge, sending that left hand up as well. Inhale, we rise up, straightening out the left leg, moving into Trikonasana, reaching as far forward as we can, and then releasing the left hand down, sending the right hand up, stacking through the shoulders, tucking the tailbone under. We find length in our side body, lengthen our spine. Coming back to the breath, bending through that left knee, coming up warrior two, placing hands onto the hips, straightening out that left leg, picking up the toes, and facing the side of the room. Keeping the hands on the hips, inhale in length, exhale hinging forward from the hips. Releasing down, releasing the hands onto the mat, releasing the crown of the head. Inhale, we come into our half back, placing the right hand underneath our gaze. Inhale, sending that left hand up, stacking through the shoulders, creating space in the intercostal muscles here. Taking a full deep breath, feeling the ribs as they expand with the breath. Exhale, releasing left hand down, placing the left hand where the right is. Inhale, sending that right hand up, fingers are spread, shoulders are stacked. An even distribution of weight between the feet. Relaxing the shoulder away from the ear. Exhale, we release down. Walking the hands over towards the right, bending the right knee nice and deep, coming up onto the heel of the left foot. Keeping the hands down for added support, or drawing the hands to heart center, finding length in the spine. Exhale, releasing the hands down, straightening out the right leg, walking the hands back through center, pausing for one breath, and continuing walking the hands all the way over to the left, coming up onto the right heel. Again, keeping the hands down, or drawing the hands to heart center. Exhale, releasing the hands down, walking back through center, placing the hands onto the hips, drawing the elbows together, squeezing the shoulder blades as you inhale, rising up. Turning the toes out to a 45 degree. We're gonna bend down, checking our alignment. Our knees are over our ankles, making any adjustments we need to. Rising back up, sending the arms out shoulder height, drawing the backs of the palms to touch. As we exhale, we draw the hands alongside of the face, pressing out shoulder height. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, squatting down as we press away. Inhale, rise. Exhale, pressing away. 2 more times as we rise. Press away. Rising up. And we press away, pausing here, bending at the elbow, spreading the fingers nice and wide. Shoulder blades draw together as we come into our goddess. Tucking the tailbone under. Again, we find the length in our spine. For more of a challenge, lifting the right heel up, placing it down. Left heel up, placing it down. Continuing to alternate the heels or drawing both heels up, sinking the hips a little lower. Feeling the activation of the thighs here. feeling the support of the legs. Heels touch down. Inhale, we rise up. Exhale, releasing the hands. Turning the toes once again to face the sides of the mat. Hands come behind the back, drawing the shoulder blades together. As we exhale, we hinge forward, allowing the hands to move towards the ceiling, possibly towards the front of the room. Shoulders move away from the ears as we create space across the chest. Exhale, we release the hands down, walking the hands over towards the left toes, returning back into our lunge. Hands plant down, stepping back into our plank, lowering down chaturanga, pulling through to your up dog. Lifting the hips as we move to our down dog. Right leg lifts, planting it between the hands, coming up high onto the fingertips. Again, you have the option of lowering that left knee onto the mat. We're going to float the hands, sending them to the back of the room, drawing the shoulder blades together, crown of the head reaching towards the front of the room, focusing on our breath. Exhale, we release the hands down. We're going to engage the core here as we hop switch our feet. Finding our perfect lunge, and then engage the core as we send the hands to the back of the room. Okay. Fingers are spread, shoulders are relaxed. Releasing the hands down, stepping back into your plank. Lowering down one more time, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to your up dog. Expand across the chest. Exhale, moving to down dog. Okay. Softening the knees, releasing them onto the mat, mat width apart. As we return once again to our child's pose, our resting pose. As we reconnect with our breath, we soften the body, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. From our child's pose, extending the arms out in front, spreading the fingers nice and wide, tucking our toes under as we again return to our down dog. Right leg lifts, planting it between the hands. Left leg follows, half back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, root down as you rise up. Palms touch. Exhale, heart center. Moving through Sira Namaskara C. Inhale, we rise. Taking your back bend if you wish. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthening the side body. Exhale, planting the hands, right leg steps back. Staying up high onto the tippy toes or lowering the knee onto the mat. Sweeping the arms as we rise up, fingers are spread. Lifting up through the rib cage, offering a gentle back bend. Exhale, releasing the hands onto the mat, stepping back to your plank. Lowering down Chaturanga Dandasana, elbows stay tucked in. Pulling through to your up dog. Lifting the hips, down dog. Right leg lifts. Planting it between the hands. Staying up high onto the left tippy toes or lowering the knee. Inhale, we sweep the arms up. Melting the hips a little lower towards the mat. Offering a gentle back bend. Exhale, we release the hands down. Left leg steps up. Half back. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, reverse swan dive as we rise up. Palms touch. Exhale, heart center. Moving to the top of our mat, coming into a balancing. We're going to shift the weight back into the right foot, finding our foundation one more time. Drawing the left knee up, holding on to the knee with both hands, drawing the toes back towards the shin, finding length in our spine. Staying here to work on your balance. If you wish for more of a challenge, taking the right hand to the outside of the left thigh, sending the left hand behind you. Keeping the gaze forward, or again for more of a challenge, taking the gaze behind you. Inhale as we come back to neutral and releasing the left leg down, shaking it out. Moving to the opposite side, rooting down through that left foot, drawing the right knee in, clasping on to the knee to begin. From here, taking the left hand to the outside of the right thigh, sending the right hand behind, spreading the fingers nice and wide, keeping the gaze to the front of the mat or taking it behind you. Inhale, we come back through center, releasing the knee down and shaking it out. Beautiful. Inhale, rise up, taking your back bend. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we lengthen out. Taking the right foot, crossing it over in front of the left, lining the toes up. Inhale, coming into your half back. Micro bend in the knees, being mindful we're not hyperextending. Exhale, folding. Feeling the beautiful stretch you're getting into the left hamstring. Inhale, lengthening out. Taking the right foot back over, planting it down. Left foot moves in front of the right. Remaining in our half back, micro bending the knees, and exhale, fold. Beginning to slow down as we cool the body back down. Inhale, lengthening out. Left foot moves back over. Coming into your half back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive as we rise. Palms touch. Exhale, heart center. Taking the feet hip distance apart. Coming into Malasana or our squat. We inhale length. As we exhale, we begin to sit down into our squat. Coming up onto the toes if it's more comfortable. Or turning the toes out to a 45-degree. Choice is yours, listening to your body. Keeping the tailbone tucked under, crown of the head reaching up. Releasing the hands down. Walking the feet in towards one another, bringing the heels and the soles of the feet to touch. Getting a beautiful stretch here into the toes. Keeping the hands down for added support, or once again drawing the hands to heart center. Challenging our balance a little here. Focus on the breath, keeping it smooth and steady. Exhale, we release the hands down. Release back onto our mats. Drawing the knees in towards the torso, holding on to the backs of the thighs, rounding through the back as we roll onto the back, one vertebrae at a time, releasing all the way down. Bringing the feet hip distance apart, preparing for Setu Bandhasana or our bridge. Reaching down, tickling the heels with the middle finger. If there's any knee discomfort, moving the feet closer to the front of the mat or turning the toes in slightly. Inhale, we lift the hips, rising up. Pressing into the four corners of the feet, Relaxing the glutes will release any tension in the low back. An even distribution of weight here between the feet and the shoulders. A natural curvature in the cervical spine. We're going to lower halfway down and lift the hips back up. Lower partway down and up. Lowering down and up. Lower down and up. Continuing with that, or for more of an option, raising the right leg up towards the ceiling, keeping the hips stacked. Lower partway down, lift the hips up. Lower partway and up. We'll go to 5, lowering down and up for 3, down. One more time, lifting up, knee comes into the chest, releasing the foot back down. Left knee comes into the chest, up towards the ceiling. Lower partway down and up, down and up for 3, up, 2, up. Last one, lifting the hips, left knee comes into the chest and releasing down. Softening the glutes, down to the mat, one vertebrae at a time. Knees come into the chest and just gently rock from side to side, releasing any tension in the low back. Coming to stillness, we're going to reach in between the legs, holding onto the outside edges of the feet as we move into Ananda Balasana or Happy Baby. Soles of the feet facing up towards the ceiling. Shoulders stay relaxed onto the mat as you allow the arms to gently guide the thighs down towards the mat. Taking the breath into the hips here, releasing any tension, any fear, or any anxiety as we tend to store emotions in our hips. If it's comfortable, rocking your baby from side to side. Coming to stillness and releasing our feet back onto the mat. Taking the mat width apart, bring the hands into cactus or a T, lowering both knees over to the right side of the mat, scooping the tailbone. If it's comfortable, taking the right foot, placing it onto the left thigh, moving the gaze towards the left, closing the eyes, showing appreciation for your body. Releasing the right foot back onto the mat. Inhale, drawing up through center. As we exhale, releasing to the left. Scooping the tailbone. If it's comfortable, left foot onto right thigh. Moving the gaze towards the right. Allowing all the benefits of your practice to be integrated into your body. Left foot releases onto the mat. Inhale, drawing everything back up through center and extending your legs out in front, preparing for final Shavasana, our resting pose. Legs are mat width apart, allowing the feet to gently splay out to the sides of the room, drawing the shoulder blades together and down the back as you expand across the chest. A slight tuck of the chin, finding natural length in the spine. Palms are facing up to receive energy. A nice deep inhale, filling the abdomen. As you exhale, allowing everything to soften. Continue to focus on the breath as your body returns to stillness. Taking a moment to notice where your thoughts are, acknowledging your thoughts and releasing them. not allowing the mind to wander away. Continuing to rest here, a few more breaths. Thank you for joining us today. Join us again next week. Namaste.
Oh, after last Thursday's hot flow yoga class, I felt so relaxed. I felt so good. I felt like I could breathe. My back was a little stiff from the 1 hour of breathing class, and then I took in a yoga class within a day or so. And just the stretch on my chest, relieved some of the pressure in my back, and I just felt so relaxed. It's great. Neil and I had a day off recently, and we went to hot flow yoga together. He's very flexible, so I was a little jealous. He sweat buckets, which is what happens there when you work really hard. It was tough, but it was a good workout. There was definitely some poses that I couldn't do. It was fun to be there together. It was fun to engage in an activity like that together, and I definitely felt like I'd had a workout. One of the physical changes that I'm noticing is I'm able to stand taller. I'm breathing better. I'm feeling stronger. Just really starting to appreciate it now after a couple of weeks of being involved in yoga. So in Shavasana, at the end of the class, when we're resting on our mats, I had this interesting experience. It was unusual. I felt like I saw words on my body. So I saw Healing. I saw the word healing on both of my arms. I saw Peace, peace, on both of my feet. I don't exactly know what it means. I'm not going to analyze it too much. I'm sharing with people. You can do with it what you want. You can believe it or not believe it, but it was my experience, and it was precious to me.
It's interesting because, from going from the gentle, easy flow where they supposedly drop the temperature, I don't really notice all of it's hot to me. But it's a little more of doing the moves, to use the analogy of weights or of when I used to swim, it might be a set or two. To last night I did a hot yoga one where we did a number of movements that were, from planks to sort of not just doing a push-up, but holding a push-up position, then going into an upward kind of thrust position, and then going down. So a lot of movement on your back, a lot of weight-bearing isometric stuff. If I can't do something, I sit down. If I can't do whatever, I stop. And the great thing is that every single time you do something, they'll say, if you want to do it easier, do this. If you want to challenge, do this. If you really want to challenge, lift your leg up and do this. So it's almost like different degrees. It's almost like you can adjust the weights on a barbell or something. You can try different things. This isn't a competition. Don't worry about the person beside you. Go at your own pace. Go at your own speed. I am noticing already my flexibility is getting a little better. I have an IT band issue, so that runs from my hip down the outside of my right knee. And while it likes to flare up daily, if I really stretch it out, it's like the pain will sort of melt away.